Hello, can you hear me?
Hello,
Hey, Mayna, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm good. I'm traveling a lot of work to do. Summer peak. Just let me know if the connection is okay. You can hear me because my computer.
Yes.
Hello, Veronica.
Hi.
Let me know if the connection is okay because we are recording this.
Okay, it's good so far.
Nice. And just take the volume. So, should we wait for someone? Okay, I will start to share with you my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. So I will start because it's already 18 minutes. I'm going to present, so I will not read you your comment. So if you have something to say, you can unmute too and talk with no problems. My apologize, I don't have PPTs because lack of time, but if you need, I can make, and I can make an output of this page, but otherwise, but anyway, sorry, it will be recorded. So, okay, this is my Facebook. So what I want to do with you now, I think the most effective way is to through my tracker and through my plan to understand a bit which was the priority of marketing so far during this year and overall how we are doing, both from an Europe perspective, so regional, and national perspective and local perspective, more national. So first of all, just to give you a bit of perspective in terms of marketing in Europe, we are dropping. As entity, we are dropping in both in number signups and applicant. So overall, the phase of attraction and consideration we are dropping, as you can see, due to number of approval overall. And in regional, we are almost 20 as entity overall. And yes, as you can see here in terms of data, looking from France, we are dropping of the 30% in terms of signups for GV. That is our focus product in this moment. This means that yes, we run GE and GT2, but GV is our focus. Yes, it's the product where we expect the majority of results. While in OGT, that is, let's say, our second focus product, we are dropping in terms of signups and applicant related to the last year. But in terms of approval, we were growing. Now we are dropping again. And OGE actually is a product that we are not focusing at all. And in fact, we are dropping a lot. It's the product that we are dropping the most in this moment in terms of signups, not of applicant. So just to give you an overall perspective of with France in Europe, but I want to go you and make you understand which were the focus of this semester, most of all. Here I have my plan. Of course, I measure my success as like measure, as final measure in applicant. So focus more how many applicants we are delivering as area for OGX. And one of my main battle, it was to open the funnel of GX in attraction. It doesn't mean to increase the number of signups and applicants for OGX. related to the last year. How we are going to focus during this semester? We have a marketing strategy that is going to focus and is going to base per product. Of course,
Uh, what do you
yes.
mean by open the funnel?
Okay, in marketing in general,
Mm-hmm.
you have, of course, the customer flow,
Yeah.
but you have at the same times the funnel that
Yes,
is
I remember.
each phase where the customer is in
Mm-hmm.
order to arrive to buy your product. This is in general marketing stuff. It's not analyzing stuff of what is a funnel. If you want, I can send you something about it. But it's not a lot Isaac related. It's marketing in general related.
Okay.
So we want just to increase the number of leads for marketing because we had an higher goal. And actually, how we want to do, especially for GV, that is our focus product, after a phase of analysis, we decided that we wanted to pull back the attraction timeline for this semester and have our peak of attraction in February. That means start to build an operational timeline for this product because so far it was a bit messy and we didn't have a clear peak of attraction, a clear peak of consideration, and so far. That's why for the moment we're focusing a lot on our GV campaign. That actually we are taking example from the live experience campaign, but we are putting more in a context of friends in general, and we are basing our strategy on the customer persona. We are trying to implement our customer persona in Isaac in France, but they are not 100% suitable to France. Let's say they are too much general because we were in delay with the timeline to build the French customer persona. While for GT, now we are focusing more on have a different strategy of attraction of GT. We have a seeder now, and we are working on most of all how to create an attraction that since GT has a big organic growth, so let's say we don't expect to put a lot of efforts in GT because it's a growth that is organic. We are now with the seeder, we are trying to build and we are trying to create a strategy that is more based on find one channel of attraction that probably is the UR channel, and to stick on that because there is a big organic growth for GT. For GE, that is our last focus product. Let's say what we are handling now is the is external relation strategy with a partnership with ISCOM. Just for people that are not here in France, is a partnership with a business school, let's say, that have a different business school here in France. So they are going to promote our product directly. So we don't have to put a lot of efforts on GE. But for the promotion of GE, we have an account manager that is under the MCP OGX, and she's managing the partnership with this university. So actually now my main focus is GV because it's the one where we expect the highest results for this. And we have a lot of applicants to deliver, especially a lot of signups, especially for this month. So just to give you an overall perspective, I expect a lot of questions. So please sign your question and then you can make it in the end or during. So just a bit of a suggestion for this space. Yes, this is mainly my focus because at the beginning of the year I had too many focus, in my opinion, and it was not so clear the marketing strategy and the direction we were to take in. So that's why we reduced our strategy in three main focus. That it means how we can increase the number of leads per product, especially. And then in terms of attraction, in general, we had our replanning so far. We have our planning almost 1 month and a half ago, and we built our new kind of calendar of attraction. Of course, we wanted to focus more on analyze the data and what happened in winter peak in order to build a better kind of promotion strategy. Then, of course, we had recruitment, because it's something that you have to take in consideration being marketing. When you're marketing, you're not only B2C for OGX, but you need to handle the promotion strategy for recruitment too. So you need to understand how to combine this campaign, different campaign together that have different target and different kind of message, a different kind of goal to achieve, and how to achieve that, and how to combine the different campaign, and understand how not forget about to make promotion for OGX, of course, because it's something that you can never stop to do, but at the same time to promote the recruitment and the higher applicant for recruitment. And then now we are focusing more on this. We are still in a phase of awareness of our lived experience campaign. We are passing through the phase of selling. And one thing that is important to understand, we are trying a lot to align with Europe and the project of Europe, and so to put France in a more regional context. And United Week is a project that we are going to have to boost our operation and then a matter of approval with Europe. And of course, we align the attraction strategy to the operational timeline. That's why we decided to pull back the timeline of signups. And then this is just the overall of what is the campaign. Of course, I can share everything with you. I have no problem. And for GT, now we have a seeder that is working on that. So we are working together. But since GT has a different timeline, we are more focusing on GV now. This is the GV focus. And then ISCOM, we are just waiting for lead coming in order then to convert them and to have approvals. This is just an overall perspective of which is the marketing plan so far, and which is the strategy that we are trying to adopt. But of course, there is something to take in consideration that is super important, that marketing is not only run at national level. That is not just an MCVP marketing, but I have a commission and I have LCVP marketing in this entity. So of course, this and how to implement this in the local reality. And of course, when you talk about local reality, we talk about DLC. Just to give you a bit of perspective of the LC, let me just find this. First semester. Okay. You have total per LC. Here we have 18 LC in Isaac in France. Actually, we just closed one, but I didn't delete it from here because we're still having leads from here because extra management, of course. But let's say that at the moment we have 17 LC and I have 10 LCVP marketing. So the VP marketing, they're not present in all the local reality. And of course, let's say one thing that we try to focus since the beginning is how to ensure that an alignment between LC and MC in terms of attraction strategy, because one thing that I need to make you on board of Isaac in France for the people that are not aware of the situation, we have a bit of struggle about alignment between marketing national and local level, mostly with brand alignment, because here the LC has still local Facebook pages. And I know that we are in delay with this project of AI, or merge of the local Facebook pages that is almost 2 years ago. But legally, we cannot do something about it still due to the local legal independency of the LC. They are local independent. legally, so we cannot force them to not have local Facebook pages. And this is actually created a bit of damage to the brand of the organization here in Isaac in France, and the alignment. So one of my focus projects since the beginning is, of course, having a commission, because marketing was a new commission. Because when I arrived, we switched from digital marketing, that was a national position, to marketing, B2C. And this means to have a commission and to have a new commission and to educate them and to have a new strategy. And this, of course, is not something that I'm putting in my plan now, but it's something that is part of the routine of an MCP marketing here in France. And it's something that for you that are thinking to apply as MCP marketing, of course, you need to take in consideration, because your tool of implementation of your marketing strategy depends a lot from the LC and the relation with the LC itself. Overall, this is the performance of the LC. You can see this is based per applicant active. Then here we have in terms of signups in the first semester and in terms of conversion rates of each LC. And of course, an overall perspective with the approvals too. So actually from the sign up that we're having, how many of them they are converting, both in applicant and in approval at the end. And yes, as you can see, all our performances, they come from local level. We have some applicant and sign up MC France. You see why? Because we need to be open MC France for ICX, because we are managing a national account and ICX and national level. So sometimes happen when people register under university and that are not under LC, they go down MC France. So actually, this is something to take in consideration, because can can decrease your process time and your conversion rate. This just to give you an overall of what is happening in the LC now for the first semester. What is happening now is still in progress, let's say. So yes, if you need, I can share you my quarter review and semester review. I'm super sorry that I could not make PPTs, but I can make for you, and with an output of this consultancy space. And just to give you a bit of perspective of what we are going to focus now, even on how we are managing our channels. Of course, our main results as marketing, they come from physical attraction, so from the LCs and referral marketing. Let's say that our digital strategy, honestly, the first semester has been a bit weak due to a bit of unfocus on digital channel. I wanted to focus more on offline activities and make DLC focus on physical attraction. So for the first semester, we had a weak strategy for digital. But for now, I decided to manage different and to start to have more focus on digital. So how I decided to do so far is to have an NST that is a bit different from the one of the first semester. And the NST is 100% managing the digital communication, external digital communication of Isaac in France, while I am focusing more on LC management and commission management in order to implement our marketing strategy and to create an alignment between digital and physical attraction strategy. In fact, one of our focus for now is to go directly to the LC and visit the LC. That's why I just came back from an LC, and tomorrow I will go to another LC to make another marketing functional visit. While all my NST team, they're handling all the promotion regarding the digital channel. About how to implement and how to create a link between my NST and the work of digital channel and our LC. We have some special project, me and Yaprak created, and one of these, for example, is totally related to marketing. And since on the second week we plan to have the highest attraction peak of Isaac in France, we decided to create a project called GV Day. Why? Because since the majority of our leads, they historically, not only from this year or this semester, but historically, they comes from physical attraction. We needed to ensure that we have a high amount of applicants, and that's why we decided to have the GV Day. That will be a national day, let's say, when all the LC, this is the idea, all the LC, they are doing offline activities the same day with clash out and info stand, promoting GV because it's our focus product. From the MC, from our side, we are going to invest on the event, so putting money on Facebook ads in order to increase the visibility of its event. And we are going to actually support the LC with processing their leads. And this is kind of big project that we decided to have, because it would be the first time that this happened in Isaac in France, and we expected a high number of leads from this. So far, yes, and this, while till the March, we're going to keep going with the Live the Experience campaign that we have now. From March, we're going to switch more to approval focus. So we are going to switch more on how to convert, marketing for convert people. And this till April. And from May, we are going to start to work on our winter peak campaign already, in order to not being in delay and to have already everything ready, even for the next term and my successor. So yes, this is just overall my focus and the marketing strategy so far. One thing that I would like to add to tell you is about brand advocacy, because you know that at the moment, with the refreshment of the customer flow and the new customer flow, brand advocacy is not a phase of customer flow itself, but it became, and I'm trying to make it 100% a marketing strategy. And actually, I'm trying, one of my projects is to ensure from local level at least one brand advocacy activities per month. And from a national level, we are working on this, especially to improve our Instagram channel, because we have two channels, honestly, Facebook and Instagram, to share and have activities of brand advocacy so far. Mostly this is direction that we are having as marketing in Isaac in France. We are trying to make it simple, effective, and to have clear goal and clear JD, something that we didn't have during the first semester. And because we have a really high goal for marketing this year. And honestly, at the moment, out of the Live the Experience campaign, there is something that maybe you can check together, just to understand in terms of message and visual how we are moving. I would like to have an open space of question in this moment, and so I can maybe answer directly to your question. Just let me come back to you. And I am super. Computer didn't crashed. Stop. I should appear sometimes. No, my computer, he doesn't like me, so maybe he don't. Okay, I'm here, by the way. I will appear, I think, someday. If you have a question, and I think you have, and I hope you have, we can have an open space and we can discuss about your doubts and your thoughts about what we are doing so far, marketing, maybe some question about synergy with, oh, that's me, synergy with OGX, and I think there are a lot of things that you can ask. So I would like to have more space for question and answer, if you have it. You can activate your mic and you can talk.
Okay, Aldo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sure. A bit like a robot, but I can hear
you. Basically, you answered all my questions, but I have...
Maybe you can write the question.
My question is about the customer flow. What was your strategy for the customer flow, and what are the gaps that you already trying to... Okay.
Yes, maybe if you write it, because I think there is a bit of problem with your connection. I think that is better if you can write the question. Meanwhile, if someone else has another question, maybe you can talk.
Hello, Aldo.
Ciao, Nassim.
So I have a question, and it's concerning. I didn't attend like the beginning, so I'm sorry. Maybe you answered the question, but I know that there is an issue with the alignment between the MC and LC in a national level. How are you currently dealing with it, and what is your commission and the LC's feedback about it?
Okay, as I was telling you, there is a base problem about it, and it's about the legal status of each LC, that we have local compendium. So differently from the other entity, in a lot of entity, it's something that we cannot propose to put in the compendium to close Facebook page and this kind of stuff directly, but it's something that needs to come from the LC. And they decide to have the Facebook pages. And how actually I am handling, it really depends, because from some LC that I have VPs, and this is something to take into consideration that is super important, because my commission is not complete. So with the LC that I have, the VPs is getting better since the beginning. Mostly, I worked a lot of course, the scaling of Blue Book, that is the base, and trying to not teach them how to be brand aligned, because it's nothing that you can teach, but mostly to start to downscale stuff to them. And one thing that worked, especially during the last conferences, was start to co-create with them. So understand their point and why, first of all, they are disalignment, and now we can be alignment at the same time. So I have this different approach with them. It's most how to co-create together. But it's still a big struggle, honestly. And one thing that I'm doing now is more focusing on the people that want to be with me and want to be with us and to have the same, kind of strategy and share the same message. Because I think one weaknesses of the marketing of Isaac in France, that before stuff were just imposed and they were never co-create with the commission with the commission itself. Now switching, I think, and it's something that you have to take into consideration when you have the commission, your results and everything, they don't depend on you, they depend on them, and they will come from them. So since the beginning, I try to have a really strong strategy of commission management and internal communication with my VPs. So it's a really slow process. I cannot say you that I solve 100% because it's not solved at all. Sorry, I'm moving my hand. It's not solved at all, but it's something that requires time, and we requires time. But having a strong commission management strategy, both that you're marketing or GX or wherever, I think it's one of the successful, of an MCVP operation in general. So it's something that I didn't solve because it's a struggle, but it's getting better. Why? Because I worked a lot on the communication with the LC and with the people that I have in my commission. And of course, since I don't have people in every commission, in every LC, I need to have a super strong synergy with Yaprak, that is the MCP OGX, because we need to ensure to downscale the same message to the LCs. That is super important, and that's why some LC that even I don't have VPs, they're like aligned with us and they are following us, because me and Yaya, we have a really strong strategy, and synergy, not strategy. I hope that too. Synergy, and we always try to align to downscale the same message. Legally, we don't have power, but it's not a matter of the legality anymore. I think it's most how you manage your people, and now you co-create with your people, and actually make them understand that you are working together and you are one thing. You're just not I am the MC and you are the local committee of this local reality. So yes, it's something that is getting better, but it's not solved. Since actually we have problems really big. But since the beginning, I have more people that are aligned than disaligned. So it's kind of a successful point. I don't know if it's clear how I answered.
Yes, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, so the other question. My question is, what was your strategy of the customer flow and what your new implementation during this term? Okay, I almost already presented this so far. Of course, marketing in the face of customer flow, in my opinion, has three main functions, and that's where I try to focus the most. First of all is attraction, so lead generation, and from how to from a stranger have more signups, and then of course, lead nurturing, how to convert people, and then brand advocacy. In terms of attraction, the things that we tried to implement that were new, it was mostly have a strategy of promotion campaign based. So to have an overall campaign of all the marketing strategy, and then in this campaign have different campaign, all planned for the semester. So semester campaign, not only monthly, and then I will think another thing, but to have semester campaign. And this was the main strategy of attraction for winter peak. If you want, you can ask me, and I can share with you what we did in winter peak so far. For the new attraction, what I was doing before, I was not tracking signups that good. And actually with the implementation of the new customer flow, the attraction is only till the signups. So it's something that is a bit more difficult to track and to manage, because signups are a bit random. But actually I'm trying a lot to track the signups of each LC and to track them when they are contacting and how they are having, which kind of relationship with the customer they are having. This is in terms of commission management. And as I was saying, one news is that we are trying to pull back the attraction peak Isaac in France, because last year it was really random in the past term. We have one in March, one even in April almost, and it was too late. And that's why one of the news and implementation of the customer flow is to have clear attraction peak with clear timeline on what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. And of course, one thing in terms of attraction that we are trying to do is always to have a semester campaign that is lived experience, but to be more focused and to be more customer centric. So that's what I was telling before. We're trying to implement the customer persona. That is something that I tried to implement since the beginning, but I had problem with the LC. So because you need a lot of data from the LC. I started to do a market research at the beginning, but I had so many few answers because I didn't manage maybe so well with the commission. So now we are in delay to have, let's say, French customer persona, but at least we are starting to implement a strategy of customer persona implementation. You got it. And yes, from this we expect, even in terms of investment and activity and IR, because IR, even if it is an OGX strategy, it's something that affects a lot your attraction. We are trying to implement the customer persona. And this is in general for attraction, of course, focusing a lot on offline, and but now having a strategy for digital too. So having these two teams, that one is handling all the digital strategy, and that it is me with my LC, and we are focusing on offline. And then in terms of lead nurturing, we tried to implement the lead nurturing email on XPAM. That is something that was coming from AI. But that is something that I deprioritized, honestly. And it's something that I plan to take it after the peak of attraction and to do nurturing, not only mail, but more activity, even in terms of event with our LC and all this kind of stuff. And of course, in terms of brand advocacy, I was saying with the implementation of the new customer flow, brand advocacy is not a phase anymore, because now you have the post experience, and that is not called brand advocacy anymore. But one thing that I try to do is to not leave the brand advocacy, but to take it 100% ownership on it, and start to have concrete activity of brand advocacy. My plan is to start to make it with the LC, have one monthly. So to start to create this routine of brand advocacy. Yes, mostly this. I try to focus on these three parts: marketing, not only attraction, of course, but lead nurturing and brand advocacy. Yeah. Is my answer clear? You can write. I think mine is a bit of delay. Oh, thank you too. Thank you for your question. So people, do you? Hey, Bebe, tell me.
Sure. So they're kind of similar. I just wanted to ask, what were the main reasons for the low growth in online marketing, without counting the LCs, mostly like the national page and all that? And how do you think we should avoid them for next term?
Yeah, sure. Okay. For that, I take 100% of responsibility, me as MC member and marketing responsible, because I never, I deprioritize it a bit, honestly, thinking, okay, our main leads come from offline, and let's focus on that. And not having a digital background, for me, it was really hard. focusing on, okay, having a digital strategy. I will be honest, I am 100% of that, and I assume 100% of ownership of our low growth. But actually, it's not that low because our Facebook page is, we have kind of legacy our Facebook page, because we have, even if you compare in Europe in general, the number of follow, it's good. It's really good, but the number of engagement is low. Why? Because I never keep an accountability on posting and to have a strategy about it. So honestly, it was just much chose from my side, and of course, a lot affect the fact how I managed the NST during the first semester, because and it's something that you have to take in consideration, because marketing in general is the area that is supposed to have the biggest number of members in the NST, because you need a lot of help, especially for the digital channel, because it's a strategy that requires a lot of HR and a lot of skills, digital skills. And actually, I underestimated that. And I didn't know how to manage the NST. I didn't manage the NST so good during the first semester. Even in terms of recruitment, I think I recruit wrong people because I had no clear strategy of digital. So I think how to avoid that if you don't have, because let's be honest, being B2C and being digital marketing in one person is hard. It's overwhelming sometimes, and you have to focus and you have to prioritize. One thing that I suggest is for my next successor, of course, to work a lot on transition on that, but to start to recruit people, since don't wait the beginning of the term or 1 month to the beginning of the term, but to start to recruit people from digital since the beginning and have a clear strategy of that, because you cannot deprioritize commission management. It's something that you cannot deprioritize, because if you deprioritize that, you lose everything. So you need to understand how you want to manage your HR, and for HR I mean NST team, and to develop clear JD of that, so understand which kind of people, which kind of skills they need to have, and all this kind of stuff, and recruit them on time, and of course ensure team standard with these people. And one thing that is working now a lot is that I have a content team leader, something that I elected in the beginning too, but now it's working really good, because I was more clear and more precise on the JD of this person that I needed. And now it's working because she's focusing 100% on managing the team and to ensure the working on digital, while I can focus on the LC. That is something that I really want to tell you like 100 times. You cannot deprioritize. And one last thing about that, I think that I didn't know, and I am not clear how to track digital performances. So how to take advantages of our digital strategy. So yes, you have Facebook, you have analytics, you have business manager, but I never track that. I never focus on that. And I think for one suggestion for the next term, to find a way, and I'm not saying which way, because of course I have my idea. Désolé, the application. I have an idea, of course, but to find a way. Okay, I'm trying to make it clear. Okay, how to track your lead, of course, digital lead, but of course with Isaac Botork is a bit, yeah, I don't know how to do it. So maybe to find a way and to create a project for digital, and to maybe recruit someone that can do this thing. that allow you to track better your digital performances in terms of how visitor you have on your page and when and which kind of people is on your website and this kind of stuff, because that can help you a lot. Most of all, because one role of marketing is data analysis too. Because with that data, then you take it and you build your promotional strategy. But if you don't have data, you don't know how to track them, and you are in delay with the timeline, yeah, you're a bit fucked up, honestly. So yes, my suggestion for next year, because being marketing, it means being digital and B2C at the same time. So B2C, BXP, call it whatever. We have a lot of shitty names, but it's that. And you need to prioritize your battle. And one thing that you cannot deprioritize, of course, is your commission, your people. So try to understand and try to move in advance what kind of strategy of digital you want to have. But of course, you cannot do it alone. You need to have people, because otherwise you risk to do what I did and to be unfocused and to lose the focus and to not have performance from that side. I don't know if my answer is clear. I hope that it is. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I was just gonna ask if that's like the same answer, because my next question was gonna be basically the same, just with the winter peak campaigns. And do you think the reasons why they didn't really work is the same or completely different?
Okay, let me just close the door because Laura is having a call, and so we are not disturbed. And I come back. Okay, so about the winter peak campaign, you have two things to take into consideration, and it's always how bad we manage our digital strategy. Because on the paper, it could have worked. Because for the winter, a simple idea, but new at the same times. Like, because before there was never a clear strategy for winter. And this is something that you have to take into consideration, because of course the 80% of the results of this federation come from summer peak. But this doesn't mean that we have to leave back winter peak. And we don't have to understand how to make winter peak work, because winter peak is a great result. And especially in Europe, a lot of entities start to focus on winter peak, and they grew a lot. So one thing clear when we start to do planning and SMC and MIA Yapra, okay, let's start to focus on winter, and let's start to understand how we can make it to have more leads. And of course, the solution was, okay, let's create a semester campaign for winter. We try to have everything to have. Do you know what is GTCM? Because since the beginning, I started work on implementation of GTCM. That is a model, let's say, on how you build your campaign. It's an acronym, and it stands for Goal, Target, Channel, Message. So based on this field, we created our winter peak campaign. So actually, on the paper, we had everything. One thing that I did one mistake, and I realized after, because it's something that you have to do in this federation, you have to ask feedback, and you have to have the opinion of the LC. And that's why it didn't work, in my opinion, because the LC, maybe they did not agree with what I was thinking, because of course I arrived and I say, oh, like I was external from this federation, so I still didn't know all the things that I know. So I arrived, I just created a campaign, and I throw on the people. So as I was saying, co-create. Thank you, Henry. So this was our weaknesses, and of course, I think in terms of investment, it was bad. I didn't know how to manage for digital. So how to have an investment plan clear and to stick to that, and budget execution, something that you have to take into consideration when you're marketing, even if you're not finance. And that, and of course, the fact is I try to, I was too focused on my LC again and how to do digital or physical stuff that I totally deprioritized digital again. So in terms of tracking on my team, and giving clear task on what needs to happen, we didn't even have a kind of clear calendar on what needs to happen. Yeah, that was a week. And yet from there, then a lot of people start to quit the team. So I was alone with Umaima working, and it was super messy, super messy. And one thing that I suggest you with marketing, always move in advance. Like if you have to do 1 month before, do it. I know that procrastination is something that we are really accountable to, but especially in marketing, you cannot arrive 1 week before of your attraction peak with not everything ready. So start to have a clear timeline of preparation, most of all, and a clear calendar of that. And yeah, because otherwise you will arrive to, I don't know, to lose everything and to lose your time. Because the fact with OGX, most of all you can recover and you can create your own peak and you can find a way. But if in marketing you waste your time and you lose your time, it's lost. You cannot come back, and you cannot expect it. You have your leads, and if you fuck it up in that period, and yes, winter peak was honestly that. Wait, did I answer to your question, Veronica? Because I talked a bit. Or do you want to make another question? Okay. So another question from Umaima. How do you see the quality of talent in LC? And is there any planification with each LC to improve their capacity in the department itself? So, okay, next question. Actually, it improved, as can I say, from an overall perspective, because as I was telling you, my position was really weird. Because my predecessor, she was digital marketing, and then there was the CXY structure that was, let's say, marketing B2C and OGX together. And this was a national and local level. Then this term started, the term began, and I was elected as marketing, and people start, some LC start to be aligned with this structure, and a lot of LCs not. So I started with 8 VPs, 7 VPs, and now I have 10, 11. So it means, because it's, I don't know if you know, okay, you know, because you're part of the federation, but people that are not part of the federation, we still have global timeline for MC, but for the LC, we don't have the global timeline. We have the same timeline of the MC. So MC and LC, they have the global timeline. So when I started, AB was already elected, and I have this talent capacity. And my VPs, they were more actually strong member in the marketing area. They have no members, no team. There was not this capacity. And after the first recruitment, and we start to have a strategy with PM to have suggest a structure. So what kind of strategy to have in marketing with, let's say, depends from the kind of LC, the talent capacity itself, and the goal that they have, and this kind of stuff. It's starting to improve, and from Spark, let's say from November, we started to be a real marketing capacity in terms of people. Now, from the new semester, happened that we have new EBs, let's say. And having new EBs, it means to have new VP marketing and to, let's say, change again local structure and this kind of stuff. So actually, it's more a process of change management. That here in France, in general, change management is a bit slow. That is okay, kind of. It's a bit slow. So for the next term, honestly, I envision that marketing will be present in each LC, from what I think, because we started to build, and there is no now a kind of clarification for this, but it was one of my focus since the beginning, because I told you I focus a lot on the LC and on the people. So I start to build an identity and working a lot on knowledge, and then we start to local structure and this kind of stuff. So honestly, I envision to have maybe not in every LC, but at least in the majority of LC, a higher number. I envision to have marketing, honestly, because I think from next year, even this name CXY will disappear. So we will not have this misconception. And actually, even in CXY structure, we have marketing team leader and team leader marketing. So in terms of membership, we have a lot, actually. I cannot tell you the number, the exactly number. Why? Because our CRM lack of people. Thank you, Elsie. And so we don't have the exact number, but I think it's really good. It's almost like OGX now. Let's say OGX is a bit more in terms of talent capacity, but marketing increased a lot. So having a plan for that, it's not up to us. It's not like up to us, of course. No, okay, it's up to us. Let's say, but it's more a tendency that we have. It's more something that for the next term, I started to build, and now it's there. You just need to understand how to capitalize on that, and to, let's say, to not lose it, because it was tough to build, but it made the difference. Not in terms of performance so far, but I envision that would be 100% better next term and next year. So, of course, now we have network marketing and we have session for marketing during conference, newbies, VP. So it's totally different how we are treating this area. It's a new area, but I think from the next term will be like, now it's like all the other area. So it's okay. I don't think you need a special planification for this area now. I think it's the same as UGX, and that is good because you need almost the same talent capacity both. So yeah. As I told you, I focus a lot to build an identity, and this is the responsibility of an MCVP too when you are commission management. If you don't build your identity of your people, you're going to lose them. And yeah, that's it. I think so. Yeah. Do you have any other question about it?
I have another question, Sardo. So it's a little bit more OGX, but it's also marketing. So one of the bottlenecks of the customer flow in our entity is the process time.
Yeah.
What do you think is the issue coming from, and what are the solutions in your opinion?
For process time in general?
Yes.
Okay. So, nice question. About process time. We have an average, it depends on for the product, of course, because for each product is different, and for GT is longer, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's start to analyze for product. GT, why so high process time? Because we don't have a targetized promotion. I'm trying to answer from a marketing perspective. We don't have a targeted promotion, and in terms of IR, we don't have IR for that. So of course, for GT, you have to consider an organic growth in terms of leads because it's an attractive program, especially here in France. But in my opinion, we don't still not having a capacity for GT in terms of people and membership. It's not the same. A member of GB cannot process, in my opinion, a GT. Like they are totally different programs, and let's say this is affect a lot in terms of customer relationship management. That it affects a lot the process time. So in terms of knowledge of the product overall and IR, we are still lacking of it, but we are working on this. For GT, you have to take in consideration we don't have an MCPO GT, and we don't have talent capacity for GT, and it's a really particular product, especially this year. It's becoming super difficult with a lot of sub-product and a lot of stuff. So yes, I think it depends a lot how we don't know how to manage GT. We don't know how to manage the relationship with the customer of GT. And this is a bit not sad, but it's still okay for our term now because we still want to focus because we need to increase our performance because we're super down. But let's say that the market that we have for GT is really good, really good. So it's something that I would suggest you to think. I don't know. Honestly, it will really depend on the direction of the next year for GT. But now, at this moment, we don't know. We don't know the product. We don't know how to manage the customer in GT. We don't have IR. And plus, the product is super long to manage. So GT is that. But actually, we are not that bad in GT. About GB. From a marketing perspective, I think there is a lot of misalignment and bad setting expectation with the customer itself. We still don't have a clear value proposition of GB that is adapted for France, in my opinion. Like, we need to understand, and it's something that we are working a lot on that, which is the value proposition of global volunteer for ISEC in France. So in this, because you start from them, we start from selling the product. So in this way, you improve a lot the quality of the setting expectation of the people. Even in not only of the program itself, I think, but we don't have a standard CRM for GV. And for standard CRM, I mean how we manage process by process our customer. And yeah, I think from a marketing perspective, it depends a lot on that. We still don't have a clear value proposition of the product here because we have the value proposition of GB is that, and it's super cool, but it's still missing, in my opinion, a bit to understand how to sell it here in France and how to create the right expectation in the customer. And of course, IR. That is something that we focused a lot, but still is not a strength point for GV program, in my opinion, in this moment. And one last thing is always CRM itself. And when I talk about CRM, is how actually we manage the relationship with the customer. Like actually how me, member of GV, I manage the customer and I try to make him approve. And I work with my IR and all this kind of stuff. And I think to make it more concrete is that why our process time is too slow. Because if you take data and if you go overall, you see that even our application, in general, they are really random. And they're really in country that they are not, we don't have a strong IR. And this is affect a lot because if you don't have a strong IR, you cannot create a standard CRM itself, in my opinion. And so if you don't have strong IR, you cannot create a strong attraction strategy, mostly for selling. For GE, I cannot tell you because we have honestly only 2 approval. So it's not variable a lot our process time because GE is not something that we are focusing in this moment. And yes, I would say that, honestly. Yeah. Is it good? Do you want to make another question about it? To clarify or okay?
I think the answer was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have any other question?
I have a quick question. Earlier, you mentioned investments, and what do you think marketing should invest more in, like considering this term?
Yeah, sure. I am honest. I didn't stick. Okay, I didn't follow a lot of the plan, the investment plan that we made, and so I lack a bit of budget execution in general. So, and this is depend a lot even of the situation of the entity overall. So, in my opinion, start to have a budget execution for marketing is a great step. Uh, so, yes, honestly. And on what to invest, advertising is a good stuff, in my opinion. Why? Because here in France, how I see it, people has a lot of opportunity to go abroad and to do stage and wherever. And we have a lot of association in France. It's a huge pool of association. So having a strong brand as ISEC is not that easy. In my opinion, it should be something that you should invest a lot on that. Because before go there and expect that people go to global volunteer without even knowing how ISEC is a bit, yeah. So, but for that, you have your LC that work on that. So you invest more on people. For the money, let's say financial thing, money. Advertising is something that is good, but I think that you can invest on your membership too, especially it really depends. Okay, I'm just trying to take solution the situation why it's taking place in general, but we don't know how to. We still don't know how to sell. Do you mean the events they are secret to us the page? I don't understand. I don't understand. Do you mean the events? Investing in membership? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Investing in that. So, but even in, I don't know, in recognition, but something that actually helped them to improve the quality of their marketing activities. Because as I was telling you, our leads, majority of leads come from them. And the majority of performance come from them. So it's okay to invest on the advertising. That is the basic stuff for digital marketing. And I'm trying to be really realistic and not because I could say a lot of stuff that you could invest, but taking consideration the reality of Isaac in France. Like, it's not possible if you're investing on agency or in content creator or I don't know, all this kind of stuff. Honestly, no. So advertising is the basic, but understand how to invest on your LC too. This is something that, in my opinion, can make the difference, especially now that we are having a better capacity in marketing. I think that will make the difference because on digital, to make it relevant, you have to invest a lot of money, a lot, especially in a country as France, as other competitors, let's say, they have a better financial availability and they can invest more. So you need to play smarter, let's say, and understand, okay, this is my budget. How can I take it and invest it in order that my strategy become more effective? And I think investing on the members and the LC, it's something that could make the difference. Because for digital, you need to invest a lot of money to make it. While instead, if you invest on people, you need to invest, of course, more time and more work, but you can invest less money, and actually you can have a more effective strategy implementation, in my opinion. Yep. Budget. Prego. Budget execution is something that really nice. I would suggest you to take in consideration. To not base everything on that. It's something that was lacking a bit during this semester, for obvious reason. Yeah. So, people, do you have other questions? Actually, I'm super happy because you made a lot of questions. It works, not doing PPT. So, question. If you don't have it, just write me no. I feel less alone. Nope. The other, you don't know it? If you have any, okay, wait. If we have any more in the future, can we still bug you? Yeah, sure. I was thinking still about the money. Désolé. Yeah, for sure. I'm super available, even if you want to have call, chat, just don't wait too much time. Suggestion for a person that made an MCP application and process. Don't waste a lot of time and try to talk a lot with the membership too of Isaac in France. Of course, my perspective is relevant, but it's relevant like the perspective of all the federation. And yes, of course, just taking consideration, I will travel a lot during this week. So yeah, if you have to book me, if you have to tell something, don't wait. And yep. Anything else? Nope. It's so creepy, this emoji. Umayma, Nassim, any question? I see that you have a question. Okay, for sure. We are aligning a lot. We live the experience, but something that I'm trying to do is to put it in a more context, French context. So even in terms of message and abstract, we changed the name just in French. It was really risky because I don't know. For me, it was really risky, but I want to try to do something new. But we are following a lot the experience campaign. And as I was telling before, we are trying to implement the customer persona strategy that actually is embodied in the lead experience campaign. And in terms of overall visual, and yeah, we are really, really aligned. Just I wanted to try to put it more on a French contest that I was saying. Because last year is something that I tried since the beginning, because last year it was in English. The page was everything in English. And I arrived and I said, oh, Aldo, you're not a French speaker, but okay. One thing, if you're marketing and if you're not a French speaker, find someone that is French speaker for you, because it was really, 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 really tough. Adapt to the French language in France, not just because you don't know the language, but even how to create an effective message. So something to take into consideration, if you're not French speaker, if you're not from France, that is even different. Find people from the federation that can help you, because for me it was really, really difficult to, especially working on the message. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care. I did it by myself, honestly, and I wanted to try to to translate it, to do something new. Because why? Because one thing that I was realizing, and that how we were selling GV, it was through selling Isaac. So it means that we didn't have a clear campaign of global volunteer. It was just a general campaign of Isaac. So I wanted to try something different for this summer peak. So to focus a lot of the message of lady experience and all this kind of stuff, but to actually create a kind of a brand, to brand, how do you say? To brand design. Okay, fuck me. To, let's say, to create the brand of this campaign more French, you know? So I'm trying to be super aligned, and because I really want from the next year that French start to be more relevant even in Europe, starting from Europe and then this country. But to do it, we need to be more aligned, honestly. So I'm starting to do it. I'm trying to be more aligned, even if désolé, we don't have a lot of support from AI at all, especially in marketing. We are a bit super lost as MCP marketing, taking into consideration that I don't know how it will be next year. I hope we'll improve, even the relation with regional office, because we don't have no one in the regional office, so actually we don't have no one that support us. But actually we have really few material from AI, so I took it. It was easy for me. I said, okay, I want to be 100% aligned, but I will put it in a French context. And I will try to make new things, and I will try to make it French. Because, yes, I think it's important. I think you cannot just take it something and upscale it without putting it in a context. And I think this is the role of marketing. It's not only digital, because I'm the less digital person. You know? So, yes, that's why I'm trying to implement it. We are going to see it, if it's going to work or not. And yep, I hope that answered to your question. Désolé, sometimes I speak a bit. Beaucoup. Do you have any other question about it to clarify, or it was okay? If you want, you can check our Live the Experience campaign for France. There is, I posted this link everywhere, so if you need it, just come to me and you can ask. And any other question, people? I will count till 3. 1. If you want, I can count in Italian. Ah, sì. What is the profile for a Peter apply in France? Okay, this is I think from this to answer to this question and make you up to even give you more clarity, you need to differentiate two kind of LC. Differentiating this, you understand even the market of this LC. Because in France we have LC university based or city based, let's say. There are that university that work, the LC that work with university, and then you have business school based. So this is give you a lot of perspective of which is the market of Isaac in France in general. I'm not here to tell you which faculty, which university, because maybe you can see this more with Yaprak, I think. And but take in consideration that, and to start to build attraction strategy, you need to take in consideration. I have people from university, which I can focus on a kind of messages and a kind of strategy, but I need to take care of business school too, because here in France there are a lot and it's an important market. So just to give you an overall perspective, is that you have people from university and people from business school here in France. And like that, you have the LC as well, because the membership become from that. Yeah. Miriam? So we can make a game. I will count till 3. You know that you can always contact me. You have my Facebook, you have my email, whatever. You can contact me. And 1, 2, 3. Amazing people. So this space is recorded. If you need anything, you can contact me whenever you need. Just taking consideration, I will be traveling a lot, and the deadline is to 25. So if you need a call or if you need anything, try to contact me ASAP. I will try to be the most available. And I hope that I answered all your questions. And thank you so much, because you had really a lot of questions and I liked it a lot. And I wish you good luck with the process. And yes, c'est tout. We can go. Go to eat, have dinner. I don't know, because it's a bit late. Sorry for the time, but I had only this availability. I'm super sorry. Merci.
Merci.
Ciao, people. Thank you so much. Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Ciao.